standing here with Manny Kool, manager of Daddy Kool Records in downtown St. Petersburg on Record Store Day. Manny, tell me a little bit about how Daddy Kool got involved with Record Store Day.
Record Store Day is a national event, and basically we just jumped on board. It was all these record labels put out all these great limited edition 45s, LPs, and CDs, and we just hopped on the bandwagon and ran with it.
It's a fairly recent event, right?
It is a fairly recent event. This is the third year, and this is our second year participating.
25% off all items in the glass display case. A crazy lineup of bands at Food Wars. It's getting bigger every year, y'all.
Well, I think it's pretty cool to promote it, and especially now with the way the music industry is, and to come out and actually buy physical copies. And Dad's over there looking too, and something we can share together.
You know, it's more of an intimate quality that you get. It's cooler to listen to than a CD or an MP3.
Yeah, more out of the sound thing. It's like a little bit of an aesthetic. It feels good to have like the big chunky record that you can just stick on the player.
It also kind of feels like you're keeping something alive too. Like you don't want something to go out of date entirely, especially when it's a really good medium.
We'll start off here in the hip hop and just we'll go with what's facing because they're all amazing. The Kool, I love the Kool. Pam the Funktress is one of the best DJs in the game, but she doesn't really get that much credit. And Boots Riley, an amazing MC. And this is Pick a Bigger Weapon. And you see the guy in the office who's hanging. You gotta love it. You gotta love the Kool. Of course, PE, It Takes a Nation to Millions to Hold Us Back. Flavor Flav. You know, whatever about what happened with Flav now, but this record was very instrumental in opening my mind and my horizons, you know, to like Malcolm X and things like that. This album came out when I was in college. And of course, this album is one of the greatest of all time.
Beastie Boys, fantastic.
Really excited about the resurgence of vinyl. I grew up with vinyl. I've got a few records myself, actually quite a number, and was a recording engineer, so my heart is here.
And I know we spoke with your daughter. Was it important for you to kind of instill the power of vinyl with your kids?
Well, Ellen's our only child, and we really didn't have to instill it. She's grown up with it, so it's just it's a part of our household, and she's a musician and has her own tastes as well as the ones that I've forced on her. And so, but it works two ways. I'm into a lot of the stuff that she's into as well, so it's a family affair.
When you come in a store and you see somebody, that you can kind of like think is interesting, like, oh, well, what is she? You kind of like look at what their outward appearance is, and you might gravitate, and you're like, oh my God, look at what they have in their hand. Well, tell me about that record. Those conversations happen all the time. I kind of like a fly on the wall sometimes, and I'm in the back room, and people don't know that I can hear their conversations, and the thing that gives me the greatest joy is I hear the oh my gods, and I love that.
This is Ariel Stevenson reporting for New Roots News.